but there's also, I put on my metrics glasses, all my analytics glasses for all those nerds out there.
But Thomas Bryant jockstrap, get him out of here!
How does that not indicate to you, like, hey, sometimes, like, these prospects are awesome?
Donald, get back! They snatched that chain, boy. Get back! What y'all gonna do about it? Popeye snatched that chain. Get back! We want that snack wrap. They got 3 flavors. Y'all got 1. Get back!
Hey, everybody. Welcome into The Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network, presented by FanDuel. Pat McGuire, Jack O'Rourke, Rob Watson. Guys, we got a special guest in the studio today, but we got breaking news right before the show started. Kevin Stefanski.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened? What could ever have happened, Jack? Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski is out, according to sources of Adam Schefter for the Cleveland Browns. He is out as the head coach of your Cleveland Browns following 2 losses to end of the season over the Bengals and the Steelers.
2 wins.
Two
wins.
dubs.
I should have said 2 wins.
Dubs.
Yeah, 2 wins. It felt like losses. It's crazy. But guys, initial thoughts here as we comb through this information that Adam Schefter dropped on us for Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, I would say, Rob, I think you talked about it on the show at length for weeks, that you kind of thought that the decision was already made prior to these last couple of weeks coming in. I think that we learned that that's true today, because I think, like, personally, I'm in a world where if you win those last 2 games and it was still a fight at all, like, I'm probably leaning towards keeping Kevin Stefanski. So I think the decision was made a while ago, and they weren't going to just, like, make a crazy change at the top this late in the year. Like, you're not going to change your head coach with 4 weeks left for no reason. Like, it's not going to help anyone or change anything. It's going to cause even more, like, chaos for the young kids, it seems like. So I don't know. I'm a bit of a Kevin guy, so I think it stinks a little bit. I think we'll learn a lot by how he does in his next location, wherever he lands. Pat, my comp for it is Ned Stark's death in Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Fascinating
Sad
stuff there on the comparison for Game of Thrones. I didn't really think that we would get Game of Thrones this early in the show, Rob, but your initial thoughts that Kevin Stefanski was fired for the Browns.
So, yeah, like Jack said, I feel like I saw this coming. I was definitely one of the early adopters of this. Like, probably I'd say after around the Jets game, and then whenever they traded Flacco, and it seemed as that he wasn't clued into on
yeah,
I thought there was a lot of shifts going on. Then Dylan goes down, and I say, you know, if Shedeur kind of shows at all that he's better than him, I think that's going to be the worst thing ever. It kind of played out that way. I mean, a lot of ups and downs for Shedeur these last couple of weeks, but I thought he showed a lot of promise, and he showed that obviously what a lot of fans were asking for, maybe he should have started more than, I think it turned out to be 7 football games, and that we might have learned a lot more, and we might have a clear picture going into the offseason. I've personally commended Kevin, though, also the last 2 weeks for the team, not giving up. I know 100%. What it's like to be on a team that has nothing left to play for at the end of the year. And if you're a coach that could get everyone to show up and show out like how they did those last 2 weeks, like I've seen taunting penalties back-to-back weeks, like teams not giving a, like not caring, having a lot of fun out there, just letting it go and playing hard. So I think that speaks a lot to him. I think that shows why people say he probably will get another job in the NFL somewhere. It won't be here, but I wish him the best of luck. But we'll see how it shakes out. I definitely do think it definitely complicates some things now. Like, you got a lot more to figure out going forward. We got to have that all hammered down so we could attack free agency, attack the draft, and figure out how they're going to build the team going into next year.
Pat, it appears that you have, like, your Division I hater face on right now.
Division I hater face.
Yeah, you got, like, a D1 hater face.
Resting
What thoughts are running through your head right now?
Just to make sure your op was.
Yeah, are you in RIP Bozo mode, or what's?
I mean, I'm a little bit conflicted on it, because I think Kevin Stefanski did great things for the Browns in 2020, a little bit in 2021 and 2023. But at a certain point, like, if you're losing games because of Kevin Stefanski, like you were this year, you were
that Titans game was
for sure losing games because of Kevin Stefanski.
There's some stuff going on.
At a certain point, like, yeah, you want to talk about tanking. I don't think that was actually the actual real context of everything, because they wouldn't have gone out in these last 2 games and gotten wins, not losses, guys, wins in those last 2 games over the Steelers, who are playoff bound, and the Bengals, who still were playing their best players, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow as well. It's very strange to me, because we talked about, Jack, 2 weeks ago, what was the percentage we thought that Kevin Stefanski would be back? And I said 40%. It's crazy, because after that Steelers loss, my percentage went down. I thought he was going to be gone for sure because of how bad the Steelers played, but it's just interesting to me that he's gone now, because you keep Andrew Berry around as well, guys. He's going to be kind of spearheading that head coaching search. I don't know if there's any potential head coaching candidates for you guys currently, but we're all just sort of sifting through the Kevin Stefanski news right now.
Top 5.
I can give you like 15
I got
names.
like a top 3.
Go for it, Rob.
You want right now? Okay, number 1 of the list, top of the list, Brian Flores. I've been on that for also a bunch of weeks now. The polar opposite of what Kevin Stefanski is. I feel like that's what you do when you hire one coach. You want to go and get something different. So you get the guy who's the defensive mad scientist, very outspoken, super fiery. You know, a lot of talk about Kevin being reserved. I think that kind of wore thin on the fans out here. You know, when we would lose a game and he would go and talk, he would say, well, we got to be better. You kind of give those bland answers. Brian Flores, polar opposite, known to shake the boat a little bit. Number 2, Clint Kubiak out there in Seattle. There's no better coach to come in, run a new offense with the 2 tight ends we have. You should see what he's been out there doing with A.J. Barner and the tight ends in Seattle. Just imagine what he would do with Harold Fannin and David Njoku. Last but not least, old is gold, but I'd say Mike McCarthy. He's proven he could done it before. He could be a CEO type.
He's got a ring
in here. I'd like to see it.
Jack, I mean, we got plenty of head coaching candidates.
If Eric Taylor from Friday Night Lights is not available, you know, if we can't go clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose, that's going to shore up my coaching search a little bit. You know, I'm a John Gruden guy. I think that'd be a fun name. That's not going to happen. There's zero chance that happens. I think Mike McCarthy's probably the one I'm settling on. You guys Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, guy who's been he took that like gap year that we all talk about, like coaches like to take after you're done, like a long tenure somewhere. He's won in very difficult spots to win in. Like I know in Dallas, like they didn't get to the ultimate goal and they had a couple of playoff failures, but like the pressure of being, I kind of consider Cleveland like a mini Dallas, as dumb as this sounds. Like I think,
I mean, you got the
Jerry, yeah. I think Jimmy Haslam and Jerry Jones share qualities as owners a little bit, you know, with like the way they like to handle their business and like
the dome teams.
The domes, yeah. We're about to, we have Jerry's world. We're about to get Jimmy's world, you know. So there's some similarities there, and I think Mike McCarthy knows how to handle more boisterous owners, I guess you could say, or guys who are going to go out and say their opinion or what they think needs to happen, who are willing to make the home run plays or spend the money. So I think he's a guy to make total sense there.
Yeah, we will see. Obviously, we've got all offseason to talk about it. There will probably be a head coach new in the building pretty soon for the Cleveland Browns over there in Berea. But not a new face for the Cleveland Browns is our guest today, guys. We got a special guest coming in today onto the Big Factor. Bridget Linton, welcome on into the Big Factor, everybody.
I love all the applause. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
And what a transition.
Yeah,
that was really impressive.
No, that was clean. That was clean.
That's what he does.
Or a plus one.
We try our best with Bridget out here on the Big Factor. But guys, we have so much to talk about with Bridget because first of all, in-stadium host for the Cleveland Browns and you've been with the Browns for quite a while. We were just talking about the helmet shuffle and everything like that, as well as the great interviews you have with Roger Goodell and everything like that in the stadium for the Cleveland Browns. But Bridget, the Browns news today, of all days for you, coming into the Big Factor, the Browns news drops.
I mean, it just made so much sense. I've been wanting to come on the show and talk to you guys for a while. With the holidays and being in season, obviously, it's my busy time. It was a little tough. Yeah. So I'm thinking, today will be a nice light day. It's the day after the season ends. And of course, we get this breaking news moments before I come on with you guys. But that's just the Browns, of course.
As per usual.
Yeah, per usual. And that's the thing with the Browns. There's always something to talk about. Most teams, you go in the off season and it's, let's just sit around. It's a little bit boring. Never with this team. So I can never say that I'm bored.
So, Bridget, biggest moment out of yesterday for everyone in Cleveland is Myles Garrett breaking the sack record.
Yeah.
What were you doing for the game? Anything fun? Like, do you have a big celebration for Myles? Like, how hyped up were you when you finally got it?
Guess what I was doing? I was laying in bed, enjoying watching the game.
Yep.
From the comfort of my own home.
Good for you. That's probably, after a long season, that's got to feel good.
It is. And you know what? There's nothing like game day at Huntington Bank Field. Like, I absolutely love the energy, no matter if we're winning or we're losing. And obviously, this season was mainly losing. But the energy and the loyalty of the fan base is unbelievable. That adrenaline rush, no matter what is going on, it's so much fun. And, I went to a lot of the away games as well. We had London this year. We had Vegas. And it's been
You would do both of those?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was
London?
so much fun.
Sheesh.
Unbelievable. It was, I felt like we took the city of Cleveland and we dropped it across the pond.
Had you been before, or was that the first time?
I have been to London before, but this was so different because everywhere you went, you saw Browns fans. There was so much orange and brown walking the streets. There were plenty of Browns events that happened, which I was fortunate enough to host and be a part of. So just to have that intimate interaction with all the fans leading into the game was so cool. And then for people that are from London that just happened to be there, for them to embrace the NFL and embrace American football, and they're like, okay, I'm going to be a Browns fan for the day. It was really, really cool. But yeah, yesterday I'm like, it's the last last game of the season. Yeah, I could go out. I could be with friends. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy this.
Nothing wrong with that.
Sit at home. And the holidays, it's just so much go.
Yeah,
going to holiday parties and all that. Yeah, yesterday was like my recharge day. And it was so amazing. The fact that the Browns got the win. Myles Garrett literally is now one of one, going down in history books. It was the perfect way to end a not so great season. I feel like all Browns fans felt really good after yesterday. At least I did.
Can I get this off my chest?
Rob, hey, this is
Rob has the floor.
It is Monday after the season. It is the airing of grievances episode.
Can we please talk about how big of losers Pittsburgh Steelers fans were yesterday?
Dude.
As soon, Myles Garrett didn't even touch Joe Burrow yet. In the first 5 tweets I saw on my timeline were, oh my God, TJ Watt did it in 15 games. TJ Watt did this, TJ Watt did that, TJ. Is the biggest loser activity I've ever seen in my life. Myles Garrett broke the record on 200 less passing rush snaps, less opportunities. This is the first time we've had significant help on the D-line, which TJ Watt, by the way, has had his entire career. And Myles Garrett does it while getting triple teamed. He was lining up in the slot versus Steelers.
He was in the slot.
He was our new slot corner because that's how much impact he has on the game. I thought it was wicked behavior.
Keep my edge rusher's name out of your mouth. I think that's how you gotta say it.
If we're on your mind that much, they had a playoff game in 4 hours basically, and all they could talk about was, oh my God, it's not as impressive, blah blah blah, TJ better, blah blah blah. It's sad. Stop being mental midgets. Get the Browns. We won 5 games this year. Why are you worried about us? Just get over it.
And listen, Myles Garrett will go down in history. He's by far the best defender of all time. It's so crazy when you have that many haters. That means you're doing something right.
Absolutely.
But did you even see Michael Strahan said the same thing? He went on and he's like, well, he has the record for 17 games.
Yes,
it's a little different.
Yeah,
everyone's got to.
Yes.
Everyone's got to say something.
Yes.
It's crazy. We talked about that on the Top Dog show as well because there's that guy Mark Gastineau who came into Brett Favre when he took a dive for Michael Strahan.
The signing
you saw that, at the Fanatics signing event, and this was
he went at him at a signing event.
This was a couple years ago. At this point,
you know how
he was in the New York Stock Exchange, right?
Yeah.
But Favre took the
dive on Strahan,
to break the record. People were trying to say Burrow took a dive yesterday.
No, Lobes was out there to diminish that instantly.
Well, and when it came to the Steelers game, that was a home game. Again, that atmosphere was unbelievable because it was the last home game of the season, and it just to be such a huge rival. It was awesome. It would have been incredible if Myles was able to break it at home against the Steelers. But it's almost like the Steelers cared more about Myles Garrett not breaking the record than they did about winning the game.
Truly.
And I'm like, what? That is crazy to me. You guys are still playoff bound, and you rather lose this game than see Myles Garrett break the single season sack record.
They almost played themselves out of it,
their
too.
mind.
Yes.
Almost played themselves out of it.
And the hate watch would have been.
It would have been generational. Would have been generational.
Oh, yeah.
Would have been beautiful.
Bridget, I was going to ask you. So one of the main reasons I think the Browns are going to have a good year next year is about 3/4 of the way into the season, later on the home calendar, we instituted new hot chocolate stands that you can mix with liquor in the stadium. They got some peppermint for you. They got 100 different things. What is of all the things you can try, eat, drink down at the stadium, what is your go-to on game day?
Listen, that is news to me. I don't even know. I don't know what goes on upstairs in the concession
You never
world.
get to see anything?
No, so I'm always right underground. We have we call it our media closet. This is when we're talking about before the show. This is where our mascots get dressed.
Right off the side.
So it's actually right near the visitors tunnel.
Okay.
And so it has a big sign on it, beware of dogs, no one can go in. But that is where mascots get dressed. Yes.
Oh, wow.
That is where I go in. Our producers.
Aura +1.
And our dog pound captain, that's where they hang out before their ultimate reveal. So we have our own little private room. But then on the opposite side, more near the home tunnel, that's where I call my actual media tunnel, where I do most of my hits. That's where all of our audio is there. So I'm always checking my IFB and getting my mic all together. So that's where I'm at. I never really venture upstairs anywhere. I do usually do at least one hit a game in the stands, but I'm not actually going up to the main level.
In the concourse, doing hits before.
Not in the concourse. No, it's usually up in. It'll always be in the section 136 or
Do you
whatever.
go to these games? Do you
Jack thinks he's a fake fan.
No, not this year. I went to one game this year.
One season ticket holder, Bridget. I know you do go outside.
He's a loyal fan. But when it comes to food and stuff, I just eat whatever up in the press box. Yeah. And you know what's weird on game days? I actually don't really eat. I have to get there so early. I'm usually there. So I do a segment in the muni lot before I even go there. So I'm in the muni lot at 7:30, and then I get to the stadium around 9. And then, by the time we do our open at usually around 11:45. But it's we're doing mic checks, we're doing all that. So I'm working. I write my own scripts for my What to Watch segment. So it's going over that timing-wise, making sure that my highlights are lining up with what I'm saying. So there's a lot of prep that goes into it. I think people think it's just all fun. Yeah. I'm no, there's a lot that goes into it. And me, it's adrenaline. I don't want to say it's nerves, but it's adrenaline. I don't think about eating. But then as soon as that game's over, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can eat the world. Where's the food? Where's the food? Give it all to me. Yeah.
That game day is something else. But let me ask you one question too. Our guy Hanford Dixon, he's always in the cardiac club for every single game. My question for you, Bridget, is how many DCPG for Hanford Dixon? How many Diet Cokes per game is Hanford Dixon drinking at the Browns games?
That is a great question. See, again, I don't.
In the cardiac club.
Because he's living the life up in the cardiac club. But I just have to say, Hanford is like one of my favorite people. Again, I do so many events with him. We did the Browns cruise. I've done 2 cruises with him now.
He loves the Browns cruises.
I do too.
Loves it.
I love the Browns cruises.
I want to go on just off of how much he talks about that.
Shocker. Everyone likes the cruise. The cruise, everyone likes it. With all the Browns fans, everyone likes it. Shocker. I haven't heard a single person say they didn't like the cruise.
Could be a bad time.
I've heard Josh talk about it. I've heard Hanford, Bridget. I'm sure any fan who's went is like the cruise.
Well, you can't really complain. We're usually in great weather. We're on a cruise. Get to be by the beach.
It's not football
You're
season.
Surrounded by everyone that loves the Browns. We have all the alumni with us. Each year we've had such a great group of alumni. Honestly, my first year going into it, I'm like, all right, this is definitely a work trip. I'm basically trapped on a ship with all Browns fans, alumni that some I met, some I haven't. Like, I don't know who I'm working with here. We had to do a lot of sit down, panel discussions and all this. It exceeded all expectations. The best, nicest fans ever. So appreciative. Just so genuine and nice. All of the alumni, they were almost still grateful to be there. So happy that all these fans wanted to come and hang out with them for a week. Yeah, it was awesome. But Hanford, I feel like he was drinking other things than Diet Coke on those.
Yeah, I bet he was.
Diet Coke.
I bet he was mixing some stuff. But honestly, Bridget, last question that I've got for you here is, we are moving into a new era for the Cleveland Browns as head coach Kevin Stefanski has been fired. But what are you thinking about for this stadium over in Brook Park? It's going to be indoors for you. You won't be freezing your butt off at the games anymore.
That's big for you.
That's kind of big for you, Bridget. I don't know if you've really thought about it yet. It's a little bit further down the road, but.
Yeah. That's what it is. So people are like, are you so excited? I'm like, I'm not excited yet because it's still a few years down the line. Like, I don't know. I still have a few more years of wearing 70,000 layers and have my hand warmers in my hands.
What are your tips for staying warm?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I wish I had more, because for me on camera, they don't want me to wear a poncho. Sure. They don't want me to wear, I have my big, parka winter coat. And they're like, yeah, but if we don't want you to wear that on camera. They prefer me to wear Browns, which I totally get. So for me, it's like I layer up as much as I can and I have that all on, but then when I go on camera, I have to take it off. But again, it's a live game. So they might say, all right, Bridget, you're going in the second break of the first quarter. Well, then something else happens in the game and it's never mind, actually you're going on right now. So I don't really have time to delayer to go on. Yeah. So I kind of just freeze a lot. Yeah. It's not great. Yeah. And we had so many rainy games this year. I'm like, I would take the snow over the rain any day. I hate getting wet and staying there and my hair is all messed up. And it's just I feel like a little wet rat out there. All right, hey guys, it's me. Be here back on camera.
That's the real game.
Bridget.
That's the real, I think it's much easier to sit in the snow. So much. I agree. So much easier to sit in the snow.
My favorite game.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I've been to so many of the rain games.
The rain games.
Yes, the rain is awful. My favorite game though was, weather-wise, was last season when we beat the Steelers. You 100%. Felt like you were in a snow globe. It was the prettiest snow ever. It didn't feel wildly cold. I'm like, this feels like a dream. And they won. It was so great.
That game was. Oh, I was gonna ask you your favorite memory. Is that it?
That game was up there, but also the Thursday night Jets game when we clinched the playoffs.
That's so cool.
Yep. Nick Chubb was the dog pound captain. Wow. That.
When he came back out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he came out. He had his Batman mask on, and literally that moment, I was right by him when he walked out. And it was just full body chills. The atmosphere in there, it was a night game, so all the lights are flashing. The whole stadium upward when Nick Chubb came out. He was so amped up to be there. And I feel like he was the ultimate cheerleader for the Browns. And just to see them win that game Thursday night, all eyes are on Cleveland at that time. My whole family was there. Yeah, that one was a special memory for me.
I will say, too, that they do the lights really well for those night games as well.
Yes.
Night games at Brown Stadium. I know I went to the Browns-Ravens this year. It was a 4:25 start, but honestly, too, it felt like a night game, and you had Wellesley Arms playing at halftime. It was unbelievable stuff. Bridget, we thank you so much for coming on today with us here on The Big Factor, and we have guys, any other questions for Bridget before we get out of here?
Yeah, I had a bone to pick with Bridget and Rob. If you have a second. If you have a quick second.
Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah, don't hear me go. We've debated this 1,000 times.
I forgot about your last question.
Yeah, so this is now that we can get into the real stuff now that we're done with the Browns. Don't oh Lord me. We have 2 Apple Music. Or Pat, what's your music streaming service?
I'm a Spotify guy.
Okay, so at least it's 2-on-2 for the battle then.
2v2.
Could either of you guys please explain to me why you like Apple Music over Spotify.
I've been an Apple Music person for a very long time. So I didn't know this was such a huge debate until I'm telling Jack, I'm like, yeah, I'm like old school when it comes to music. I don't get this new rap and new music situation. Like take me back to 90s, early 2000s, like all day R&B, rap. And he's like, oh, great, I have to get hip to it. I'm like, great, I'll send you some of my favorites. So I took some time yesterday, you know, while I'm chilling in my bed after the Browns win, still just all cozy. I'm like, I'm going to make him a little playlist of my faves. Send it to him via Apple Music. And he sends me like the fire alarm emojis. He says, Apple Music user. And I'm like, yeah, guilty.
Jack.
But like, am I
Explain
guilty?
yourself,
Because
Jack.
I think, why would you not use Apple Music? You can add any music you want, make your own playlist, click on the music. I just don't understand what the debate
apps
is about.
in 2026 are the exact same thing.
Yeah,
At this
truly.
point, they are.
But you still like you have a side, you know, like you have
Why
to
would
take a
I
side.
take all that time to delete all the music I've had since I first got my phone?
Yeah.
And they gave me Apple Music, or they sold it with the plan. I had a month or a year of Apple Music, whatever. I had that. I've had an iPhone for how many years now? It's been like 12, 13, 14. Why would I take all that music and put it on Spotify if they're the same?
Because
exact-
Spotify's better. That we just
Why
went
is
over.
it better?
What is the difference? So I'm saying they're the exact same apps.
I would say our transitions are better.
We have that. I have crosses, all transitions, all that.
Oh, ours are cooler though. Like ours go longer.
What special one do you have? You could customize how long you want the transition to be. I've
Which
done it
I
on my
need to
phone.
do.
I can see.
I need to do that
Yeah,
with
you can
mine.
Are you not a music transitioner?
Well, no, I am, but like the way mine's set up right now, I'm not a huge fan because again, I have a variety of music on there. I mean, I'll have like oldies too, obviously old soul. And so sometimes it'll be like a nice like little like Casey and JoJo song, and then it like fades into Lil Wayne. I'm like, that didn't.
Yeah, then
Didn't
you
go
don't, it
right.
doesn't have
That
the,
didn't go
doesn't have
right,
the
yeah.
proper the proper mixing.
The proper
You
mixology.
could adjust.
I gotta
the
mess
time.
with
I
it
think
a
it's
little bit.
0 to 30. You could actually.
You
choose.
okay? 30's too much.
But I mean,
that far.
if she wants to, then there it is. So now what? What's another thing?
Yeah. So what else?
You've been
is-
hyping up Spotify.
Yeah.
It's, they're like the same exact thing.
Okay, so our gift cards way more accessible. They're way easier to see because like when you see
Hey, what?
A gift card.
the gift cards.
I don't get it. What do you mean a gift card?
Well, like
People
if
get
you
you
bought
gift
it in
card,
a
you
You
know
know
what
what
a
store.
gift card is?
No, like
mean
people
like
buy you gift
purchasing
cards
a
for
gift card
Spotify.
So I'm saying like if you're going in to buy someone a gift card, right?
Oh, people do that.
Jack, are you
Yeah, I
writing
do that all
are
the
you
time.
writing a check to Spotify.com?
Yeah, are
What?
we trying to get a
Hey,
sponsor?
brought up the check.
No, I didn't buy. People bought
Jeez
gift cards
Louise, man.
for Spotify. That's
Yeah, I
interesting.
have people with music gift cards all the time.
Really?
I thought he had.
Well, how about
some
you help
verb.
me, huh?
man.
You come to bat for me,
All right,
huh?
well, no, I have a serious question.
That's
You know, I
crazy.
just pay like what, $10 a month for Apple Music.
Yeah.
So if someone got me a Apple Music gift card,
How
which I
helpful
don't
is that going to be?
Yeah, I don't get it. Then what am I using it for? So what are people using Spotify for? Do you have to pay for each song you download?
I don't know, honestly. I've always
Definitely
been like,
don't.
I'm never,
All right,
I
so
don't
your
use,
your
I
argument
gift them.
isn't making a lot of sense.
I gift
Bridget,
them.
we,
I
we-
don't.
We absolutely swept this. This wasn't
Yes.
even. This
Okay.
If
wasn't
someone got me a
close.
Spotify gift
Close.
card, I would say like, well, thank you for throwing your money away. I don't know what you just gave me. You just gave me nothing.
Guys,
Get outta here.
as a Spotify user, I would like to defend Spotify, but that argument, Jack, I have to turn on you.
Okay, well, you can fucking help me out,
Hey,
you
man.
know?
Hey, man.
Were
The
we
gift-
going to cuss on you?
yeah, oh, yeah. The
Yes.
gift card.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Oh, why did I cover my mouth?
I know. I'm sorry. I'm like, no, I just
Figured out that they were
threw me
the
off.
exact
To,
same
to jump
app.
right to
Yeah.
gift cards, gift cards, Jack, I have no idea. But Jack also mentioned he's got a haircut. He's got the Irish hat today, Bridget. Former Irish dancer, I've been told.
Oh, yeah. Well,
how about
okay,
that?
I don't know if I would say
I figure we
former.
can't really do it on camera.
Well,
Holy
yeah, obviously.
homework, bro. How did you?
Yeah,
know
I don't know.
that?
Ask Jack. I don't know. But
Okay.
honestly,
I'm like Nardwuar.
you got two.
Well, no,
You
it's,
look like
you look
it
like
right
it.
now.
Oh, you beat
it's
me
funny
to it.
because
Shit.
I'm obviously very tall.
Linton, we have to know.
So I'm very tall. I've been working in sports for a long time. So everyone's first question is like, all right, so what sport did you play? Volleyball, basketball? I'm like, well,
Well, I'm
actually, I was
Irish,
a world-class Irish dancer. And people are always so thrown off by it. So it's become my fun fact. I was super competitive with it. I mean, I started at age 4, competed at the world level up until I was 18 once I graduated high
So
school.
where are you traveling by world level?
Ireland was where the World Championships of Irish dance were always
Naturally.
held.
Yeah.
Naturally.
I would
But
guess that.
I did compete in England. I did compete in Scotland as well.
So this does sound very well traveled.
Yeah, no,
They're
it
very
is,
well traveled.
yeah.
Yep. So a lot of like the Midwest nationals, all that was obviously within the U.S. But then all the World Championships and all Ireland Championships, they were overseas. So that was my life. Like when I say like I was very hardcore trained, it was basically like competing at the Olympics of Irish dance. And then now, it's like my fun fact and party trick. So anytime we're out and about. Speaking of, so we were in Vegas for the Browns game. I'm there and I'm hosting a pep rally with Christian Kirksey, and we had Kevin Mack there. So I'm doing a fun Q&A with them. And then it happened to be at this Irish type of spot. And after we were done doing our Q&A, an Irish band was coming on. And so someone was like, well, wait, Bridget, aren't you an Irish dancer? Kind of laughed it off. And sure enough, they were like, well, can you dance for us? And that's why it's my party trick. I just kick off my shoes. I tell the band, I'm like, hey, can you play me a treble reel? They're like, which speed would you want? I did
That's
it,
awesome.
busted it out. And I think Browns fans now appreciate me more for my Irish dancing than anything I've ever done with the Browns.
Yeah, it ain't sweet over here. Like that's like one of the most difficult things to do is Irish dancing.
Yeah, I
Thank you
know.
for saying that.
Athleticism. Yeah, truly.
Thank you for appreciating the
look
athletic
into this.
ability it takes to
100%
Irish
too,
dance.
Because the thing is too is over in West Park, if you're at PJ McIntyre's, at
Oh,
any
yeah.
point in
PJ
time,
Maxx, baby.
you'll hear the
On the
ceiling
corner of
falling
Lorraine.
in. You will
And
hear
Listen,
the
Matt
ceiling
Campbell,
falling in.
the owner, like he is one of my dear friends.
bet.
Grown up with him. Him and his wife are both in Lord of the Dance.
Of course.
Compete at the same level. They're older than me, but I've done a lot of work with them. They're
I'm
awesome.
lost. I've never seen the Irish. Is it like the jig?
Well, we can.
Kinda
Can,
is.
can we
Like
get
crazy.
can we get an off-air?
Yeah, duh.
Okay,
Yeah,
sweet.
of
Yeah, so
course.
we'll get the thing.
Yeah, guys. Thanks
And
again.
I wear my
Bridget.
hat so I can just go.
One more.
One more. Okay, guys. One more,
Because
one more.
we touched on the music. I'll go back. Can I get like a top 3 or 5 artists?
Ooh.
Wow.
I know it's tough. We're not going genre. So I know I was telling Jack. You guys know Avant? Are you guys familiar with Avant?
Avant-garde.
All right. Like
Avant-garde.
no, like
Oh.
R&B. All right, I'm gonna give you homework. You have to listen to the song "Hooked" by Avant. So good. It's
Okay.
got a great beat. It's a
Putting
nice
that in my
R&B.
Like Jason Avant.
Well, I mean, I sent you a playlist, so
Well, it's still in the notes. Still in the notes.
so is it because it's Apple? You're like, not
Well,
listening.
no, I looked through, but I have to go over to
snob.
Spotify though.
Oh,
I have to convert back.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it's like the metric system.
Okay.
I got to convert
It's
back.
like the
Well,
metrics.
so like R&B
high
wise,
maintenance.
him, Boyz II Men is up there.
Do you know who Boyz II Men is? Jack
I do.
O'Rourke.
Jeez
Let's go.
Louise.
Bang,
Come on.
bang.
But then like rap wise, Eminem, hands down. Like I've gotten to meet a lot of celebrities across my career, and I don't really get starstruck. That is my bucket list to meet Eminem, and that is one I'll probably get weird on. Like I don't know, I might like get
What do I do with my
speechless.
hands?
Yeah, I'll be like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I might start rapping. Now everybody from the 313, like who knows what I'll start doing. Or I might be cool. I have no idea.
Wow.
So Eminem's up there. Lil Wayne also up there. If we're going like more like the pop route, I'm still a B Spears gal.
Can't be Britney.
Britney, I mean the old school Britney.
I
Can't be
think I
Yes.
did it
Yeah, she's up there.
again.
And then NSYNC as well.
Okay.
So those
Yeah,
are,
there
I
you
know,
go.
it's, again, old school, like 90s to 2000s.
And now with that, we have come to the end of the road.
Yeah, that was
okay.
now we went full
Oh,
circle.
you,
Now-
you
now
guys
it's
and
come
your
full circle.
transitions
There you
are
go.
Now it's come
quite
full
impressive.
circle. Golly. Yeah, well, you'll have to look out for Bridget on the next music segment for the Browns at the next season, where you got to
You
guess
gotta
the
like
song,
convince
right?
you gotta like teach the receivers how to do it for like an end zone.
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That would be
yeah,
a good
yeah.
idea.
Everyone
Wait, they
knocked
did
Do a little
that. They
Irish
did that a
dance.
couple years ago. They did the bye bye bye, if I remember correctly.
Did they?
That might have been the
a
DBs or
group did a
something,
new edition dance. Like they get deep in the weeds.
Yeah, yeah,
bro.
yeah.
You gotta low key just
Did you
start
see
doing your
the
homework on these.
BTS is back together?
Okay.
I saw that in the news this morning.
How about
That's
that?
like the big music thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
Breaking news. Multiple breaking news.
Yeah,
on the show.
it's a day of break.
Bridget, once again, we thank you for coming on this show.
Thank
and
you guys for
honestly,
having
what a great
me.
interview. Thanks so much, Bridget Linton, the Browns host for the stadium host for the Cleveland Browns. And guys, we'll take one more clap there from Jack. Guys, we got Kevin Stefanski
Absolutely.
news. We got so much more to get into on the Big Factor. We'll be right back with you on the Big Play Sports Network. Hey, everybody, welcome back into the Big Factor. Pat McGuire, Jack O'Rourke, Rob Watson, Bridget Linton, great as always on the Big Factor. Thanks for joining us, obviously. As always, here on the Big Factor, guys, we have so much more to get into. We had breaking news just before the show started today that Kevin Stefanski was fired as your head coach. But first, I got to tell you about our friends over at Garage Beer. You got to drink garage beer. It's those. The claps will always get me, Jack. You got those 2 flavors, the classic light lager and the classic lime. No frills, no bitterness, no IPAs. It's just beer the way you want it to taste. It's beer flavored beer. So scan the QR code on screen or visit their website at drinkgaragebeer.com to find local retailers who sell garage beer near you. Pick some up today. It was great over the holidays. It'll be great all year long here for Garage Beer, and we thank our sponsors over at Garage Beer. Guys, Kevin Stefanski, as we mentioned, we talked about potential head coaching candidates that you could fill the position for the Cleveland Browns. Kevin Stefanski's out. I guess I'll start here, kind of from the top. 0 to 10, how surprised were you that this happened? Jack, we'll start with you.
I mean, I think if anyone said they're surprised at all, they're lying to you. I'm a guy who wanted to keep Kevin. It doesn't mean I wasn't surprised by the fact that he was fired. I mean, I think if anyone was like really thrown for a loop this morning, or it was a curveball out of right field, and either you didn't turn on your TV or check Twitter or read any articles the last couple of weeks, because it kind of seemed like things were going this way for Kev, and he's gonna have some time to have some classic light lager or lime, whatever he wants.
I kind of want to shift a little bit in the conversation.
Go for it.
Lord knows we're going to be talking about this.
Long time.
Oh, yeah.
For
generations.
Long time.
Especially
Our kids will hear about it.
We're definitely going to talk about this with our quarterback, who's coming
Garrett
on
Gilbert,
tomorrow.
former Browns QB.
But let's talk about it. The Shedeur Sanders, he ends the year on 2 wins in a game-winning drive. No matter how ugly the game was before that, the game-winning drive. We did throw the wrists up. The
wrist has been thrown.
Game-winning drive. What are we thinking right now? Where are the Browns going? He showed you flashes all season. You know, we haven't seen the complete game yet. We've seen flashes of throws, and in the Tennessee game, it was the second half. We saw the game-winning drive yesterday. We saw him do just enough versus Pittsburgh. He had a great first half, but then there were a couple interceptions. Where are we at? How are we feeling about how they should approach this quarterback room going into next year? I feel like if it stands this way with those 3 players, I feel like it's his starting job to lose for sure. But do we see them adding a piece, maybe drafting a guy again, middle rounds, maybe going out trading for a Mac Jones, signing Malik Willis? Like, what do we think?
I honestly, I don't think it's that pendant on any. I mean, obviously it's pendant on stuff he's done up to this point. I mean, it's kind of all you can really judge him on. The more I think this one out in my own head, but I don't know. At a certain point, I think when Kevin gets fired, that changes how everything gets viewed. I think, because I think before I was in a spot where I'm like, yeah, for sure, it's gonna be Shedeur week 1 next year. You go get a tackle, you go get a receiver, you start rebuilding back up that offense to support the kid, right? But like now you're in a position where no one knows who our head coach is, no one knows where he's coming from, no one knows what he thinks about Shedeur, no one knows if he wants to try and go get a new quarterback. Like it's all dependent on what the next guy wants to do. Like if the way you're coaxing Mike McCarthy into the building is by saying we're gonna trade 2 firsts and go get a quarterback, then it probably doesn't really matter what Shedeur thinks right now, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, too, because the Browns did move back with those 2 wins. They moved back to the 6th spot.
Wouldn't we have been 1 if we lost both of them?
We would have been 1 with all of those results.
Yeah, because the Raiders won and the Giants won. We would have had the first pick. But now we're almost
I'd rather win.
We're in tentative range.
You'd rather win than go from 1 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that one, man.
Winning's fun.
Yeah, winning is fun, but those games weren't really that big of wins.
I'd rather win.
Rob is dying to say something. Go for it.
I don't know, because it's either way, because it's like, we could very well sit here next year and say, well, dang, the start of what we see now was those 2 wins. Like, say we get to the midway point next year and we're like 4-4 or something, and Shedeur's showing more growth. The O-line, we got healthy. We maybe added a piece or 2, and now we have this receiver in the draft. And then you're saying, oh, well, we started the building blocks with those last 2 wins. But you could also say, we're at the midway point next year, things still aren't working out, and now all of a sudden Fernando Mendoza and the Raiders, who I'm assuming that's where he's going to be, are looking great, and you're saying that could have been used. So that's definitely something we'll be talking about. But I'm wondering with this whole thing, it's if you're going to try to move up, because we're from 6, because now it's like we're in possible jeopardy of not even getting one of the 2 receivers that everyone's been talking about.
Yep.
Like that might be a Titans pick.
You think top 6 will both be?
You're
saying Tate and Tyson?
It could be, or you could even see people slide. Though.
Okay,
Like it's the whole. We got so much time before the draft,
yeah.
but if you look at some mocks, they're saying it might be we're choosing between Mekhi Lemon and a tackle at 6. So it depends on what people are doing. Some teams may trade back. I mean, there's some receiver-starved teams in front of us that have quarterbacks. There's a lot to figure out right now.
You know who did not have a good weekend? This is actually so off topic while being within the realm of what we're talking about. It's not even funny. Isaiah World got his shit handed to him against Texas Tech. So that might knock him out of our.
But Carnell Tate didn't have a good day.
Yeah.
People were talking about him turning into a day 2 pick after that game versus.
Day 2 pick.
People were crazy, but you know how people.
Fine.
Hey,
Let
man.
me take him at 35.
Hey, we'll take him at 28 with the Jaguars pick, or 32 when the Jaguars win the Super Bowl. But yeah, guys, we got a long way to go. We got a lot more draft to talk about. We got a lot more Kevin Stefanski to talk about. Do you have any confidence though in Andrew Berry? Okay, fair enough. Do you have any confidence in Andrew Berry leading this head coaching search for the Cleveland Browns?
I feel like there's so limited of options. I'm only going to get upset if it's like the super out of left field hire again. Like, do not go hire the Freddie Kitchens equivalent to what we're gonna do this year. Go get one of the. There's a clear like 5 to 8 names. It better be one of those guys. I could take a live with that swing if it's one of the, especially if it's a guy who's been at least a head coach before at some point. I know I said Kubiak, he's only been a coordinator, but again, that's someone who's well due for
from a head
time.
coaching tree.
Yeah, for their shot. So just don't go and do something like insane. And
like Tommy Rees.
Yeah, like
Tommy Rees as the head coach for your Cleveland Browns. I know Nick has mentioned it quite a bit. That to me is an abject failure.
I don't think that'll happen. I mean, the thing is though, like AB just like has to nail this hire though, because like in a way it's like Kevin and AB are like kids that stayed out past curfew, and one of them tried to go in the back door, and like Kevin went in the back door. Mom and Dad found him. They're yelling at him. And Andrew was out even later. He just walked right back in the front door and up to his bedroom, and no one saw him. Like he got out of this thing scot free. So I mean, he's got to go out and nail this. And I mean, with those receivers and tackles, like if he doesn't like just straight kill this year, I mean, he's probably sitting in a similar spot next year.
With 5 wins,
5-12.
You need to improve next year. So, I mean, I don't think 6 is showing enough improvement. I think now the range is probably...
And 5 with what's on the roster right now needs to be 8 next year.
I think if you're him... it needs to be 7 to 9, I would say, for more of an improvement, honestly. It needs to be another clear step up where more heads will roll.
But the thing, too, to me is like, the winning, the numbers doesn't matter so much to me as it does how good the offense looks. Because if you bring in a defensive-minded head coach, I'll bet you anything, that offense is still going to look a little bit better this coming season because
there will be a new OC.
There will be a new OC. Tommy Rees, you never know where he ends up. Could be a head coach somewhere else in college football as well. But I think the offense, kind of by default, will look better next season with head coach Kevin Stefanski gone. Even when he gives up play calling 2 years in a row, it has to look better than what we got this year.
I mean, yeah, and in a way, I also think like there was some not saying it's like quite unfair to Kevin, but like the clear issue was offense after last season. What did we do? We traded back from 2 and took a defensive tackle and a linebacker. So we didn't really resolve the offense at all. Like, assuming you go out and do anything to help, like, I mean, you pick up great pieces in the second round and third round with Fannin and Judkins. Like, I don't know. He's got to nail this.
Yeah, you have to nail this one. It's a very pivotal time in this Browns organization. We've said that year after year after year after year, it feels like.
We're going to pull up to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we're going to pull up to Pittsburgh.
Should we go?
Yeah,
Should we go?
We're definitely going to go. Late
Get
April
some Permanis.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, Permanis overrated.
Tequila Cowboy trip.
We talked about that. Permanis overrated, obviously, but we'll get into that later as we talk about more draft prep. I don't know if you guys have feelings about that one. But late April is obviously when the Browns shine with the draft season. That one coming up in Pittsburgh. Guys, we've got a lot more to get to, but we'll start with our FanDuel parlay of the day. I got to tell you about our friends over at FanDuel. FanDuel, you know how fast the NFL game days move. One big play, and we're clapping it up again, and everything changes, and that's why live betting on FanDuel is a game changer. With FanDuel, you can bet in real time while the game unfolds. Score just flipped, jump on a new spread or live money line. That wide receiver's heating up, bet the next touchdown score or total yards. Think that drive stalls in the red zone? Take a live field goal prop or fade the total. Live player props, team totals, drive results, updated spreads, next play markets, it's all there. It's fast as fun, and with FanDuel, your live bets move as quickly as the game does, so whether you're riding the momentum or fading the hype, FanDuel puts you right in the middle of every moment. Visit FanDuel.com/bigplay to download the app and bet the NFL all season long. The playoffs coming up, fellas. Bet the NFL playoffs all the way until late February. You got to be 21 plus in the state of Ohio, 21 plus in the state of Pennsylvania. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Guys, we got our FanDuel parlay of the day today. We're going to build this one live.
We're doing a little live build. I can start if you want.
Okay, we got an FCS championship I'm considering. But Jack, what do you got?
What were you saying?
I'm thinking about the FCS championship.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to stay away from that. I'm going to go to what I know best, and that is the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
I bet it is.
I am going to be taking our Arkansas Pine Bluff Golden Lions money line tonight against Alabama State. A big matchup there in the Southern, Central, East United States.
I just, how could you not?
Hey,
You know,
can't beat it. Can't beat it.
can't beat it. Rob, where do you think you're starting with? I got one for you if you need it.
So I'm going NBA.
Okay.
I would
Same.
like Jalen Brunson to get 25 points tonight.
Interesting.
Big matchup, Knicks Pistons.
Big matchup. The Knicks favored in that one. I think I'm going to go with the underdog there for the Detroit Pistons. They just came in here at Cleveland, walk in your trap, take over your trap, and they won here. Yeah, we'll have to
talk about the Cavs so much more going forward.
Unfortunately, I think
Sadly
we will.
right now, but hopefully it'll work out better.
Yeah, but I think I'm taking the Pistons because JB Bickerstaff has those guys playing hard, and you know, say what you will about the Knicks, they get up for big games. This one is probably a big game, so I think it'll be close. I like the Jalen Brunson pick, but guys, that's all the time we got here on the Big Factor, presented by FanDuel on the Big Play Sports Network. Thanks to Bridget Linton. I'm Pat McGuire, Jack O'Rourke, Rob Watson, guys. As I call out the mic again, Jack, but
Call him out, baby.
call him out. Thanks for
Thanks
tuning into the Big Factor on the Big Play Sports Network, presented by FanDuel.